stand up and introduce yourself like the first time that you're meeting with this person, but you don't really want to. Try that. I mean, there was way too much laughing and excitement. You guys must really like each other. How about this? Why don't we try this? Why don't we try, we're going to do the same thing, but this time I want you to introduce you to each other like you're long-lost friends. You haven't seen each other in a long time. You're so excited to see each other, and that is so exciting. Let's try that right now. After all the times that I've done that, that's the first time that somebody actually came and gave me a hug. And I'm not sure, but I think I heard, "What's up?" Somebody said that. That was exciting. See, you know, even though you weren't that good at the initial introduction, you were a lot better at the second one. That was exciting. Do you feel the energy in the room? Do you know that that was a choice? Just think about that. And that's really why I'm here today, is talk about, you know, the self-discipline, the self-control, and the choices that we have in life. And that's why I love coming out and talking about that, because that was a choice. I mean, we turned it on when we want to turn it on, and we turn it off when we want to turn it off. This is what's going to energize the CBT team and head towards greatness. You have an opportunity to take the energy from today, the ideas of today, the principles, the tenets of today, and put them in action and change the direction of your company, you know, or speed the direction of your company up. So I want you to understand that really, first of all, John Gordon wrote a great book, and I recommend it to every single one of you, which is called The Energy Bus. And you can also go to theenergybus.com, and they'll have all of these rules there and posters, and there's some of the actual clips that we're going to show, or the slides that we're going to show are there as posters and things of that nature, so you can really have a lot of fun with your team if you really get into this and you really get excited to get on the bus and head towards the greatness that CBT College has the capability of doing in 2013 for what's left, and especially for 2014. And we're talking about changing the market. We're talking about market share. We're talking about, you know, while there's competitors, you know, and it's still in the same industry, and we're all friends, and we all want to do well. And if everybody in the education sector does well, then all of the students get what they wanted to begin with, and their outcomes are great. And so it's all good. But here's CBT that stands an opportunity to gain on market share because of the way that you do it, and the heart that you have to do it, and the execution and the outcomes. And just imagine if you took where you're at right now and you injected a plan, you injected this energy into your already existing structure. How great can CBT College become? How great can 2014 be for CBT? And if CBT grows, don't you grow too? Aren't there opportunities for you as well? Aren't there opportunities right now? I mean, this is an exciting time to be a part of CBT College. That takes enthusiasm. That is a concerted effort. You have to bring enthusiasm. You got to be fired up. You got to go after Moby Dick on a rowboat, bringing the tartar sauce. You got to be excited. You got to bring the energy. You got to bring the excitement. And I can tell you right now, if helping a student doesn't get your fire burning, then your wood is wet. I can tell you that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, you know, what your purpose is and what your passion is today, because I love what we do, and I love this industry, and I have great passion for it. And our students really need you to be the very best that you are, because they can't afford for you as a professional to let them down. So they really need you to be an expert in your field. They really need you to know what it is that you do and to be really good at it and to have a passion to care for them. Who wants to be told what to do? You know, we all want to do good and we all want to get better at it, but who wants to be told what to do? You know, we haven't really wanted to be told what to do since we were 1 or 2. And so, and how do you get around that? How do you get better than that? You got to be the person that says, hey, I know what my business is, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to do it without having to have somebody else tell me what I need to do and when I need to do it and how I need to do it. So I've had some great leaders throughout the years. I remember when I first met Zig Ziglar, I walked down to him. I saw him at church, and I walked down to him and I said, hey, I'm going to be the next Zig Ziglar. And he looked at me and he said, you could do better than that. And I'm thinking, well, you make like $100,000 a speech, and I'm just barely getting paid right now as a director of admissions at a small school in Texas. So I was, flabbergasted. And he was serious when he said it. Then he looked at me. He looked at my wife. Then he looked at me. then he looked back at my wife. Then he looked back at me. And he said, I can only respect a man that overmarries. Then he asked me to go to his encouragers class. And so for several years after that, I was there every single Sunday in the front row, making sure that I was picking up on it and getting a chance to get to know him, go to barbecues, go to his 80th birthday party. It was just a really neat time for me in my life, and a part of me that grew my abilities to communicate and to get people to understand that it's really up to you, not somebody else. It's really up to you, and it should never take anybody else to motivate you. You know that it takes every single department, not just one, in order for it all to work. So if you have a great financial aid department, but you don't have a great admissions department, we're in trouble, right? If you have a great admissions department and you don't have a great education department, you're in trouble. If you have a great education department, but you don't have a great career services or a placement department, you're in trouble. But if every department is great, what happens? The results are greater. And who does it matter most for the results? It matters. You're absolutely right. And you would say, and everybody would say, the students, it matters. It matters to every one of you. It matters to the students just as much as it matters to you, unless you're not concerned about having electricity or food or vacation or nice clothes or a nice house or a car, transportation, whatever the case may be. It matters to everybody because, one, it's your job, but two, hopefully you're doing the job because you care to do the job, that you have a heart to do the job. We have to have a focus. So we need to know what it is that we want to do. We have to have a focal point. So if you took, and I put this up there, if you took a United States Marine, I spent 6 years in the United States Marine, I've been in combat, been shot at and shot back, and that's why I'm crazy right now. But I can tell you that, the Marine Corps is the only branch of the service that guards the president. It's the only branch of the service that guards nuclear facilities around the world. It's the only branch of the service that guards the embassies. It's the only branch of the service that trains the FBI on how to use their weapons. It's the only branch of the service, if you do not qualify with your M16A2 service rifle, then you cannot be a United States Marine. So, but if you took that Marine Corps sniper and you take a blindfold and you wrapped it around their head several times, or their eyes several times, and then you spun them around 10 or 15, 20 times, and then you asked them to hit the target, could they hit it? Not unless you're Mark Wahlberg in The Sniper. Then you probably could hit it. But it's going to be very, very difficult to do that. And so a lot of times we don't, while we know what we want to do, we don't really take the time to fine-tune it. And we don't have a clear-cut focus on what it is that we want to accomplish. A lot of times people say that, hey, I know what it is that I want to accomplish and I'm going to accomplish it, but then we go back to the same routine that we've always had and we're doing the same thing that we've always done, and our lives haven't changed. And I will tell you that without that practice thinking, then you're not going to change at all. You're going to have what you've always had because you're doing what you've always done. So you have a goal, you have a vision, you have a dream, hopefully, and we're going to talk about building that. You're representing your company. That's huge because your company's paying your bills and there should be some loyalty there. Your company's giving you an opportunity to release, your energy to help people achieve great things. So you got to really concentrate on who does it matter. Because if I'm a leader, it matters to me. If I'm a coworker, it matters to me. If I'm that student that's sitting across from you, that's going to change the cycle of poverty, that because of your care and your professionalism and your knowledge, it really matters to me. If I'm living in my car while I'm trying to go to school because I am on my last opportunity, this is my last chance, and I come in and see you and you're having a bad day or you're not taking care of being better at what it is that you do, and I saw you at your worst, are you going to be able to hit the target like the Marine that's blindfolded and spun around 20 times? Probably not. We're all lifelong learners. We all have to continue to learn, but we're really learning for a purpose. We're learning for a reason. We're learning for the outcome. We're learning for the income. You know what I'm talking about? It's about to be the fourth quarter, and this is where the momentum starts. And it starts with you. And it starts with your choices, just like we started this morning. We chose to have energy. We chose not to have energy. I choose to have energy. We're asking you to choose to have energy, and that energy turns into results. No red lights, only green lights, and you will get to your destination. But you've got to understand what have been your red lights. And if your red lights are somewhere else or somebody else's, then you're heading down the wrong road. So you've got to understand that you're the driver, and it's going to be because of your choices, and it's going to be because of your energy, and it's going to be because of your engagement, and it's going to be because of your discipline, your action. It's going to be because of you. Your company gets better because of you. You are the strategic advantage of your company. Do you love what you do? Yes. Do you love what you do? Yes. Do you love the people that you do it with? Yes. Do you have a purpose? Yes. Do you have a plan? Yes. Do you have a vision? Yes. Are you heading the right direction? Yes. You guys should be having fun at work. And it really is fun if you do what we've been talking about today. If you have a plan, if you have a vision, if you're thinking big, you're going to have fun at work. And when you have fun at work, then guess what? The results are there. And when the results are there, then the company gets to grow the right way. And you guys have opportunities now. And the opportunities are in front of you because of the atmosphere that you created at work. So I will tell you guys, do everything in your power today and from today forward. Does everybody in here have a driver's license? Yes. Pretty much. If you don't, just go along with it. But if everybody has, you guys, from today moving forward, you guys have a license to change. Now, we all talk about we're change agents, and we change people's lives. And education absolutely does change the lives of people. You guys have a license to change yourself today that is going to change the outcome for yourself, that's going to change the outcome for your students, which is going to change the outcome for your company, which is going to change the outcome for. That's exciting. Are you excited and on the bus? Yeah! Woo! Can I get a woo? Woo! Thank you guys very much for having me out here today. I thank you so much.